Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I've pretty much made any videos related to phone type of stuff, but today I'm going to show off my phone deals. Not as much as normal today, but there's definitely some pretty cool things here, and I definitely got some really good deals. So everything sitting in front of you here cost me a total of $28, so remember that. And I got these at separate places. So first, let's start off with the things that I got from the thrift store, and that is this Texas Instruments TI-83 Plus calculator in the kind of rare translucent blue. If you can't tell, I've taken this one apart, and you know that because the plastic, like the RF shield, isn't in here. This one had no power when I got it, and it turns out that it's an issue with the battery terminals. I replaced the bottom ones, and now it sometimes powers on, but rarely. I'm going to go and replace the top ones and see if that's an issue. But yeah, I used a separate TI-83 that I got a while back to fix that. Now we'll go into the stuff I got from the flea market, and we'll go from worst to best. So all three of these devices here cost me $20 for all three of them. The worst is the remains of this iPod Classic 5.5 Gen 80 gigabyte. And the reason why I know all these specs is because it is actually mixed with another iPod. So when I got this, it would not power on, like straight up it would do nothing, and I put a charged battery, and turns out that the motherboard's messed up. The charging port is fried, which is kind of annoying. The screen, there are still a lot of very good parts. The click wheel is good, the screen is good, the hard drive was good, the back casing was good, the hold switch was good. All those parts I got out of this iPod. The front case, it's not in the best condition, but if I ever get an iPod with a completely ruined front case, I can use that. This battery is bad. It's from a different iPod. Now we have this iPhone 3GS, 8 gigabyte, and I know that because there's no gigabyte text. It is very nice. It's in very nice condition. There's one deep scratch, and then that little scratch at the bottom. I mean, it's a big scratch. This one I tested when I got it, and it sat on the Apple logo for 5 minutes, said connect to iTunes, and the second you unplugged it, it would turn off. When you plugged it in the computer, it would be stone dead and would do nothing. When I took it apart, battery was slightly bloated, and when I replaced it with a new battery, now it's doing nothing, so I don't really know what's going on with this. Just a collection device, because I want one of these. And the best one here, we have this 80 gigabyte 7th gen. So this originally was an 80 gigabyte thin, and you can see that it's thick. The surround is white, the hold switch is white. That's because that back casing, the battery, and the hard drive are all from this iPod. This battery is from this iPod. So when I got this iPod, the hard disk was bad. It powered right up and the hard disk was bad. So I dreaded opening this. And I ended up completely mangling the original housing, opening it, which is fine because I plan to convert it to an 80 gig thick model anyway. And now this took multiple days to get working. Yesterday took me 6 hours, and I ended up just throwing a 5th gen motherboard in here and calling it a day. Turns out that motherboard was bad too, and it would not charge the battery properly. I only realized that when I woke up this morning after falling asleep at 4:35 a.m. Sorry, my allergies are screwing with me. So, I opened it up and I'm like, because I thought the reason why I threw a 5th gen motherboard in was because the 7th gen motherboard wasn't charging. And I'm like, the click wheel's bulging. There's so many different problems with a 5th gen motherboard in it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to throw the original board and screen in. Well, wouldn't you believe it when it didn't charge? But I'm in a Discord server called iPod Haven, and when I decided to turn to the community for answers, and they were very helpful. So I was using a 12-watt Apple charging brick, one of these. A standard 12-watt USB power adapter with an extension cord. And they said that that these models are very screwy and finicky when it comes to using different types of chargers, and they don't work on some of them. So I said that I was using a 12 watt, and he said try to switch to another power brick. So I ended up switching to a 5 watt Samsung adapter, and now it works fine. It charges properly. The only issue now isn't actually with this iPod. It's with my 30-pin charger. Let me grab it. I'm on an iPhone, so I can't pause the video. It's with my 30-pin charger. You see that? Yeah, now it's screwed up and it only charges in specific positions. So that sucks. That one I'm gonna buy a replacement eventually. But yeah, that means that this is a fully functional 6th generation classic, and these are worth a decent amount of money. I would never sell this because it's got mixed and matched parts. If it was full original, I'd probably keep it and then sell it. But this is my new main iPod. I love the metal on metal design, and my 5th gen that I customized and made super cool. The motherboard on that is completely shot. It will not charge the battery properly. It charges the iPod enough to turn it on, and then it just sits at one bar of battery for ever. It will never charge the battery properly. And the second you play a song, it says no battery power remains. Connect to power. And another issue I experienced with that motherboard is that it wouldn't charge at all. It would charge properly when I connected it without the hold switch plugged in, and then the second I plugged in the hold switch, none of the buttons would work properly. Now, mind you, it was not in the locked position, and it wasn't broken in the locked position because it was a known working one. And the iPod just straight up wouldn't charge. So that was the most confusing shit ever. It took hours of troubleshooting, but I finally have a working 7th or 6th gen classic. I mean, they're both pretty much the exact same, besides I think a small RAM upgrade. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.